Fair enough. So tell me about yourself. What are you looking for on Hinge? I'm just going the full, I guess, yourself. A best friend and romantic partner, someone intelligent enough to keep up with. Oh my. Someone intelligent. Okay. Tough enough not to fall behind. Who are you? What are you talking about? With courage to tell me when I'm wrong. Okay, that's at least something good. With humility to know when they are wrong. Bruv, you can't talk about humility when you're doing this. With compassion enough to tell me everything will be okay. What? With trust to know I will make everything. Bro, wow, that's crazy. Massive red flags. Prefrontal development comes at you fast, Sydney Sweeney. By the way, prefrontal development means you're getting old. So yeah, this is one of the most cringiest things I've ever read. First of all, the picture on the right is probably a heavily edited professional picture, and the one on the left is her probably with minimal, if no makeup, and just on the beach, and she still looks a lot more attractive than most women in America, but okay. Throw away so no one in real life will see this post. I, 36 male, have a friend, 28 female, Stacy, whom I care about and cherish very deeply. We met in college and had insane chemistry with each other, same interests, similar goals and ideals, etc. Oh, that's pretty rare. I was willing to overlook her flaws and tried pursuing the relationship, but she wasn't receptive, so I decided to let it go. I was willing to overlook her flaws and tried pursuing a relationship, but she wasn't receptive. Oh, she didn't like it. So I decided to let it go and move on. She ended up in a relationship with Chad. Oh, I see where this is going. Think jock type with more muscle than brains. Okay. He treated her like doo-doo, which is typical, and she dumped him but disregarded me in favor of this clone pretty much. I don't know, maybe she has a type, bro. Maybe she has a type. Same story, and she ended up breaking up with him, but instead got together with a woman who she claims makes her happy. Claims. Who she claims makes her happy, and pretty much all the stuff you hear when something like that goes down. What does that mean? Sir, what is... Yo, this is heavy simpage right here. This is the other side of simpage, where the simp doesn't get what he wants and he is pissed off and thinks he deserves everything. And I understand him mentioning, oh, we had similar goals and ideals. That means you're friends. Friends can have similar goals and ideals. That's why they become friends, because they have similarities. So you were probably just friends, you know? Like, I know you might have liked her, but she seems to not be into the type that is herself. She keeps going for jocks, which means she goes for different people than herself. You know, just move on. We drifted a bit because of life, but she reached out to me about attending her wedding, saying despite how much I've changed, she's willing to give our friendship another try if I am. I agreed. Why would you agree? Okay, look, there's a side of this where a lot of women do this. They keep a guy around that they know that guy likes them, so that when they go through breakups or when they go through a dry spell or when they need some form of attention or entertainment, they call up the guy. I get it. That's cruel. But there's also the other side where the guy knows what's going to happen and does it anyway. If you like the girl and she doesn't like you, move on. Do not be friends with her. I don't care how similar the goals are, but if you romantically like her, first of all, you should make that clear. Don't play this weird, long, confusing game where you're like friends and you're thinking, oh, this is going to be like Naruto and an opportunity is going to come up like with Hinata and, you know, I'm going to kiss her one day. No, don't think that way. This is not anime. Be very clear if you like her. If she says she doesn't like you, which it sounds like this man was clear and she said she wasn't willing to be in that type of relationship with you, and you see that they have a type, even if you don't see they have a type, move on. But if you see they have a type that's opposite to you, move on, sir. If you're not willing to change, if you really, really want to be with her, but you're not really willing to change to match her type, what are you doing? It makes no sense. I still would say, don't change in order to necessarily be with somebody, because what happens if that person breaks up with you or is not receptive to your emotions? But at the same time, if you know she has a type, why do you keep sticking to you probably don't have muscles? If you're saying they're the muscle type, that means you probably are either just normal bodied, skinny, or overweight, right? Or chubby and stuff like that. So if you're not a guy who likes to work out and go to gym and all that stuff, and she's into guys like that, why are you wasting your time? During the reception, I made a speech about how I could have been the one getting married to. Oh my days, dude. This man did not just say that, bro. Listen, it's still messed up to make a speech like that. But I get it if y'all dated and you messed up and she ended up going with somebody else. She never liked you. This is one of the most creepiest things you could do. What is wrong with you? Like, clinging much, dog? How it could have been the one getting married to her if she had more sense? Have you noticed both of these examples is the guy thinking he's all that and that he deserves the girl he's in love with, and that, or not even in love with, sometimes even lustful over, and that they are the prize, they are the apex, and they deserve to be worshipped, and they are the upper echelon of society. They have the massive brains. They are not the jock. They have things that are sustainable. This attitude gets you nowhere. It gets you nowhere. The only permittable way to have this attitude, and permittable in the sense that it will work out for you, is if you are attractive. If you are a 9 or a 10, even an 8 nowadays as a guy or a girl, yeah, you can have this poor attitude and keep, getting girls and keep getting attention. But when you don't have that, what are you doing? You still shouldn't have an arrogant attitude like everything, you deserve everything. But what are you doing? Getting married to her if she had more sense when she was younger. But despite our friendship and despite how nice of a guy I am, she still chose the jerk over me. Despite our friendship. Jeez. How nice of a guy. I don't think you're a nice guy. Look, there are actual nice people, and nice people don't demand things. They don't expect anything. They are just nice. And then there's the nice guy or girl who's only being nice towards the people they actually like. You're not a nice guy. If you're only nice towards people that you like, or you have a crush on, or only your friend group, you're called normal. You're not a nice guy. When you like something, you're going to make more of an effort towards that thing. When you like someone, you're going to be a lot more nice and a lot more joyous towards them. That doesn't mean you're a nice person. So no, you're not a nice person. Your attitude is atrocious. I then jokingly said to her, you'd probably still be attracted to men if you'd just given me a shot. Wow. Everyone clapped, and I thought nothing of it, but Chad decided he had a problem with it and pulled me off to everyone clapped. Okay, the way you describe it, it's as if you're some form of a champion, and maybe to your perspective you think you did something. No, sir. I'm pretty sure they awkwardly clapped and thought, oh, he's joking. Oh, right? He has to be joking, right? This is a joke, right? It's not real. He doesn't mean any of this, right? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I'm pretty sure that's the scenario here. There's no way that they clapped in approval of what you said without them thinking it's a joke and being uncomfortable about it. There is no way. Jeez, you are delusional. And I'm glad that Chad pulled you to a side. I'm starting to think this Chad is not really a Chad, is he? He's probably just like, the fact that he's at the wedding as well, he's probably not a muscle-bound jerk the way you make him sound. He laid into me saying I'm a butt and a terrible friend, and that if I pull something else, he would personally escort me out. Wow, he's not even threatening to beat you up. Okay, this guy clearly is not a jerk the way you describe him. He clearly isn't. You probably just dislike him because he got to your girl and he probably was able to do things with your girl that you dream about, on occasion. Not even on occasion, probably regularly. So, yeah, this guy doesn't sound like a jerk, man. He doesn't sound like a Chad either. He just sounds normal. Why are you villainizing him? What? Literally all because it's not a joke. It's not a joke. Okay, it's not because of a joke. It's not. He knows, probably because the girl, when he was with her, talked about you, and he knows that you like her, and he knows that wasn't a joke, and she probably wasn't happy, and her partner was not happy. So what are you talking about? What are you on about? He then made a post on Facebook later saying yesterday's friend isn't today's friend and be careful who you keep around. Facts! Because you're not her friend. You are just posing to be her friend to get in her pants, sir. You are not just friends. You're not her friend. You're only being nice towards her because you want to be with her. You are not friends. That is actually... He should have been more harsh about it and said be careful of who you pick as a friend, because they might have ulterior motives, because that's clearly what you had. What are you on about? I messaged him asking what he meant by that. Oh, come. Oh, okay. All right. And he said there's a reason Stacy picked him to be her best man. Ooh, picked him. Okay, this guy's not a jerk. Listen, you don't just pick your ex to be your best man unless you guys have a pretty great relationship. So he's clearly not a jerk, and you clearly are. You clearly are. Ridiculous. I screenshotted the conversation and sent it to Stacy. She said, if I wasn't such a terrible person, I'd see what I said was wrong. Exactly. You're a bad person, dude. I'm surprised she still has your contact number or she still friended you on Facebook. I'm just confused because everyone laughed when I told the jerk. With that in mind, am I the idiot? Listen, that wasn't a joke. I don't know who you're trying to fool here. We all know that wasn't a joke. Second, if you really thought that was a good joke, you are an awful person. Okay? You're a bad person. Alright? Thirdly, everybody probably laughed uncomfortably. That uncomfortable laugh, because they thought this has to be... It's so outlandish to say it has to be a joke. I'm surprised Stacy even allowed you, brother, to give a speech. Maybe you forced it on her. You seem like the type to be like, hey, but we've been friends for blah blah years, Stacy. Like, you don't want me to give you a speech or something? You're a terrible human being. That's all I gotta say. Men are just sick and tired of not even having the option of marrying virgins. Oh my days. You're disgracing Vegeta's name as well. Oh my days. You do have the option of marrying a virgin. You do. there are women out there who are still virgins, but the thing is, they are not going to give out easy. They are not going to marry you easily. They have standards. A lot of them, by the way, are also religious. They're Christian, like I am. Okay? And I'm still a virgin as well. So they are out there. The thing is, they wouldn't date a person like you. So it's not about not having the option. You're the one who's closing the door to that option. You're the one who's closing the door to that exit. You're the one who's doing it. You got the key, sir. But the thing is, you don't want that type of door to be open to you. You want the girl who's a freak, who's going to do whatever you want, who's going to be submissive, who looks as attractive as a Kylie Jenner, right? Who's young, who's willing to give you a chance even though you don't have a lot of money, you don't have a prestigious job, you don't have a lot of accolades, you don't work out, you don't do none of this stuff. Maybe you do work out, but maybe you're not at that advanced level that she wants you to be. You basically want a 10 out of 10 who's a virgin, who's willing to do things people who are not virgins do. That's what you want. Live in reality, man. Men are expected to to work very hard, be wealthy, and have top tier genetics for what? Actually, no. Again, if you go for a different type of woman, they don't expect you to have top tier genetics, by the way. Top tier genetics is 1% genetics. They don't expect you to have 1% genetics. They don't expect you to be wealthy. There are many women out there who would go 50-50 on things, who would help put a down payment on a house. Many of them are out there. Many are out there. And also, working hard is a requirement for any human being, including a woman. So I don't know where that comes from. Are you supposed to sit in your mom's basement and just be accepted by? You think Kylie Jenner's gonna come in and like want to marry you when you're doing nothing? Okay. I think it's not about a job, like having a decent job, but like, yeah, they would want you to have a decent job. Unless you're 16 and you can find someone in high school who you can date and they look super attractive, I guess. But like, come on now. A single mom with 2 baby daddies. It has nothing to do with... Wait, what? Okay, men are expected to work hard, be wealthy, and have top tier genetics. A single mom with 2 baby daddies. Where does that come from? What are you on about? It has nothing to do with feeling small. A used woman is not attractive. Okay. Used woman sounds crazy. But basically, a woman who has experience is... Let me not say that. A woman who's been around is not attractive. And again, you've probably been rejected by women who have, and you now think that you should go to the extreme level. Sorry, you bought into feminism hype and no real man wants you now. Not really. A lot of feminist women get men, but the thing is their ideals ruin the relationship. So it's not that they can't. They do get men. They get a lot of men. They get a lot of simps who are willing to do whatever they want. Again, they expect the super trad, muscular, manly type man to take care of them. But the trad man or the muscular man who has money and wealth doesn't want a woman who's all bossed up. They want a submissive woman who doesn't have a job so that when they come back home, someone's there. They don't want a home where it doesn't feel like a home. It feels more like a business relationship, and they sometimes meet up to do certain things, right? So, yeah, no. So it's their fault as well for ruining their relationships. If they all got with simp men who are willing to do whatever they want, they would all be in long-term relationships. Same with men. If you got with women who are not 10 out of 10s and who didn't care about you having top tier genetics and money, you would be in longer relationships. So again, no, both sides are wrong. And a lot of these women do date people, but they end up breaking up with them because, oh, my job or whatever. And they end up alone. Or they reject a lot of men because they want to advance in their careers. You can all buzz off the guys you want. Oh, you can all be with the guys you want, but you and I both know you'll never find a man you actually like, respect, love you back because you're used up. Okay, no, that's wrong. Again, there's a lot of Christian women who weren't Christian when they were doing promiscuous things. Now they are. So are you telling me those women can't get married? It's not even just it's not even just Christianity. It's multiple religions. A lot of people obviously would sin, and then they would get into those religions hoping to be cleansed of their sin and be different people. So a lot of those women in those religions, yeah, they would get married. Even outside of that, like, a person can change and not be as promiscuous as they were. What are you on about? And also, a lot of men, also, a lot of men would end up wanting to be with the OnlyFans girl. That's why you guys follow them. That's why you guys would be all over their pictures, liking, retweeting, sending it to your friends, going on certain websites, looking up their names. So yeah, I don't accept that. You keep getting pumped and dumped and it angers you so much. No, they ruin the relationships because they do things in the relationships to cause the man to dump them, but also they choose men that treat women like pieces of flesh for sexual pleasure. So they end up choosing men like that. So it's both sides. That's why you hate me. No, they don't hate you. They don't hate you. They don't. You just believe they do because you can't sleep with any of them. I remind you of every man who had sex with you and ghosted you the next day. No, you don't. You don't. The way you're typing, no, you don't. This morning was like all the others. Woken up by Smonth? Oh, 8-month-old. Change the diaper and start getting ready for work. Wife wakes up about 10 minutes later, rolls out of bed, and lets out a loud burp followed by a fart. I sarcastically comment how it was sexy. Then she plunges the knife and with a twist says, "You know you wouldn't turn me down if I offered it to you." Wait, what? Then she plunges the knife. She plunges the knife where? Not sure why, but it hurt me. It's like she thinks I have no self-control. This woman hasn't worked out in 3 years, rarely initiates any form of contact with me, and when she does, all she wants is the taking touch. And when she does, all she wants is the taking touch. I used to want her, regardless of the laziness, the constant phone scrolling, and lack of hygiene. I seriously want to flush that phone down a toilet. Like, hello, I exist over here. I am not just a dishwasher, snow shoveler, lawn mower, vacuum operator, bathroom cleaning, oil changing drone. I am a human with feelings and needs. Okay. So just on that. Okay, I get what you're trying to say there, but again, it goes down to just why did you impregnate her? Right? Doesn't sound like y'all are married, so probably sounds like you guys decided to either live with one another and do it with one another, or that you got her pregnant and got serious with her. Either way, just, yeah, sex before marriage continues to plague people. I get you can be tricked by somebody and they present a different person when you meet them, but that's just part of the game and you have to be careful of that. But also, this is kind of a very unique perspective because it's usually the woman who would be like, oh, look at all these things I do, but my guy, he's getting fat, he's getting lazy, doesn't do anything, he doesn't take care of the kids. But it sounds like, you know, you're doing your job, you're doing your work. And it sounds like you're doing what you can, but you gotta talk to her. You gotta communicate. That's the thing with a lot of these guys and girls. They don't communicate, man. They do not communicate. And at the end, they blow up. The partner's like, what? Why are you blowing up for? When you allow this to happen for 3 years, and they're gonna think it's something else. They're gonna think you want to be with someone else. They're gonna think you're just making stuff up to break up with them. So it's important when the problems arise immediately that you bring them up. Don't just let them fester hoping it's gonna get better. Never ever get married in the West. Okay. I really hate this take, but let's keep on. And even if you get married abroad, take steps to ensure that she can't divorce, basically cripple your finances, or you when she gets divorced to you, or get a green card citizenship of your home country. That is extremely hard to guard against. They're also introducing common law partnership laws everywhere, not everywhere, just the crazy states in America. I can assure you it's not everywhere. To combat the rising numbers of men who realize that getting married under feminist divorce and family laws is just enslaving yourself to a woman in the gynocracy. Wow, I've never heard of that. Gynocracy? Okay, don't get married, period. The female nature is universal. The female nature is not a thing. Same with toxic masculinity. The same with all black men cheat. The same with thinking that all black women are just promiscuous and that's all they are. These things are not generalizations of the entire gender or even the species, right? It's not, I don't know why I said species, but it's not a general thing. You just keep picking wrong women for you, and they keep again breaking your heart, and you think it's every woman, and you look around to women that you're normally into and you think, oh, they're doing the same thing, so that means they're all you're doing confirmation bias. No, I can guarantee you the nerd girl who just sits around watching anime and has like an online job that she does at home and barely eats a lot of junk food or eats a ton of junk food, and you know, basically the prototype loser female that compared to what is considered successful, beautiful, and attractive. If you were to date her, and there's a lot of them who are attractive, if you were to date them, they wouldn't do any of this. But you're not willing to change your preferences. You're not. And so it is not universal. Stop picking women that are terrible and then saying it's universal. It's the same with feminists who say all men are terrible. It's funny because these guys will be like, oh, you're saying all men are terrible. How can you say all men are terrible? Here I am. Here I am. Don't you think there are women who do that? Don't you think there are women who read posts like this and are single, have been wanting to date, and are thinking, well, here I am. No one's wanting to date me. And are getting frustrated at the fact that no one's picking them? And they end up saying the same thing with you, saying that, you know, no man wants to be with them, and resenting the entire gender as a whole. Don't you think that there are women who do this? I can promise you there are. So as you cry here about a certain type of woman that you keep picking, right? And it's hard initially to get out of your preferences to choose differently. But you have to do it. You have to try. You have to do it. You have to try to change your preferences. Just change your preferences, guys. Both women, men, change your preferences. Go to different spaces. Go to different areas. You don't even have to go to a different state or a different province, country, whatever. Just look around. I can guarantee there is someone there that would tolerate you at least. Obviously, you shouldn't be with someone who tolerates you, but somebody who likes you. But you know what I mean.